Hey guys, I just gonna do a little update video. This is 1350. It's not gonna be a part of the official build series because this is just kind of etc. It's just a bunch of stuff in here. So let's get to it. Let's just talk about this stuff. First off, Dick Tracy. This is actually the question. This is Hero Click because this is the question. But since he looks so much like Dick Tracy, my friend's like, "Hey, you should just paint this guy as Dick Tracy." So I painted him up a little Dick Tracy. Even got the wrist radio in there. You can't really see it that well, but yeah, got the Tracy frown. Shadowed his eyes because I didn't want to paint his eyes. He's kind of got a glossy overcoat, like he's out in the rain. Looks like he's about to pull his 45 out. Cap some fools. Yeah, he came out okay. I screwed up the back. Let's not look at that. Yeah, we can look at it. It sucks though. Yeah, I'm not a figure painter. Obviously, you can tell. Look, I suck. But yeah, painted that up for him. He did a whole bio card for him, a click card for him. He's got his powers and everything. So he's got his click base, which I don't know where mine went. Oh, here's the questions base. So he's got all this done up for the stats and everything. He's pretty cool. Pretty cool powers and effects and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Dick Tracy. And I want him to do I want him to do a Sam and Trueheart and the Kid and all the villains. It would be fun to do like Flat Top and Mumbles and all those guys. But so far we just got Tracy here. So that's what I did over the couple days here. 1350 stuff. Yeah, you probably want to know about that. One more thing though. You may have seen this Optimus Prime in the background. I'm doing parts for him. This is my 84 Prime, and as you can see, he's in a sorry state because I took him apart. His arm in 84 broke right about there. This snapped off, so I've been rebuilding that part. So I built this in Blender. I took measurements off the official part, which is somewhere in here. His head fell off. Yeah, it's somewhere in here. But this is the part I developed, and I'm happy to say when I fit it in there, it just popped right in, like it's always been there. Failed print. Screwed up the teeth up here. I'm going to have to reprint this. But yeah, it fits perfectly, which surprised the crap out of me. You hardly ever get that where you develop a part, and even though you measure everything exactly, hardly ever fits. I'll give you an example. Here's his smokestacks, which I reprinted. As you can see, not the same size. Yeah, they're mine are shorter, and the details are smaller. The detail on the parts, this pipe shroud with the little, on the actual semi, it's got holes here for venting. But those are too small. This is too small. The mount's too big, so I had to redo this. I did do a couple of different styles though. Traditional, and I put a hole in the top for like more of a realistic look. Also printed up little, this is a spring that goes in his arm. That helps buffet the other side of this, so I built this little spring. It's metal in the figure, but it doesn't need to be, as long as it's springy. So that's kind of the etc. stuff. Oh yeah, the Ionic Blaster. It's squeaky. So I upsized this to what I wanted in real life. Sent it over to SDM to print in PLA. And yeah, I thought that would be good, just upscaling it. But no, we've had to rebuild everything. We've had to pretty much rebuild this entire thing. Rebuilt this. This wouldn't fit. To give you an example of how big this is, this wouldn't fit like this in his printer. So we had to cut it up. Had to cut this off. He cut this thing up. Redoing this. Redoing this. The pistol grips, I have to rebuild those. I'm kind of somewhere on those, question mark. But yeah, so the real one's going to be like 3 feet long. It's huge. This piece is bigger than this. It's huge. This is going to be a legit rifle, and I'll light it up and I'll show everything off here on the channel. Just in one of the dev diaries, just to kind of get people's heads in the same space as ours when we go to develop stuff. I don't know if I'm going to offer this as an official print because I think SDM would kill me because this print, I'm pretty sure, is killing him. It'd be really expensive, mainly, and just the amount of PLA and the printing time. I don't know. it'd be like hundreds of dollars, and I don't know. So we'll have to do some calculating. He's keeping track, or should be keeping track, of print times and how much PLA he's been using for this, so we can get a rough estimate on cost and try to kind of see what it's gonna run. If it's like $400, I don't think I'm gonna put it up on the site, because that's just ridiculous. And that would be, and I'm just talking cost in, not even development cost, because it would be like $1,000 if it was development. I'm just talking in PLA and print time on his printers, because I think I killed one of his printers printing this thing out, and him nearly a couple of times. So that's this. So that's the etc. out of the way. On to the good stuff. Good stuff number one. This is fully developed. Done with this. Printed out a bunch of these. I don't know why. I just did. There's like 15 of these. I got them all. You guys want them? I got them. They're here. Right here. All of them. So this is the final version of this. There's a little flash. I think I'll just remove that. But yeah, you can just take it off with your fingernail. But this is fully developed. Let's see if we can get a good shot of this. See if it'll... Yeah, you can see I put in more detail. Let's see if it'll focus. Please focus. Please focus. Yum. You can kind of see, if the shadow was in the way, you can kind of see the... There we go. Perfect. There we go. Stay. Don't move. Don't breathe. Just look at it. There we go. Oh, it showed for a second. There we go. I put in a lot more detail on the top there than what's on mine, so it looks a lot cooler. At least I think it does. I put a little bit more meat in here on the back side for some diffusion. So here is the mount you'll get. A 10 mil fits up against this lip. So the lip of the 10 mil will fit right there. You just glue it in there and just paint this up however you want. Light block it. I don't think it needs a ton of light blocking, because the 10 mil doesn't kick out a ton of light. But you might want it on the back side so it doesn't spill into your hull. You just glue that into place right there. Just kind of slots in there. And you have yourself a nice detailed impulse crystal and light blocking to boot. Or not light blocking, but diffusing. So there we go. This will come together, both of these parts. So you'll get the this in gray and this in white here, like it is. And there's yuck in there. Why is there yuck in there? Anyways. I haven't baked these. I haven't cured them in a curer, because when you cure these in a curer, they tend to brown a little bit. So I'm just kind of letting these sit in the sun whenever there's sun. There's not sun right now, but when there's sun, I put these in the sun for a few minutes. And I did the top size. I had to flip them over. You can see they're still a little glossy on the inside, and those will be done. So yeah, you'll get this. You'll get the mount. I'm gonna charge $4 for the STL, $5 for the print. Again, won't break the bank. $5, come on. It's pretty cheap. I didn't put any development time in it, really. The most development time was the details, and those were pretty easy. It's a cylinder. It took me 2 seconds to make this. So that's that. This should be going up on the site soonish. It'll have to wait till next week. I'll explain later. But yeah, so this will go up on the site. I'll put a link up when it gets on the site. Yeah, so I got like 15 of these. You guys want one? Because here they are. Don't know why I printed up so many at once, but I did. I have to print mounts, though. I didn't print any of the mounts. I just printed these parts, because why not? I had white in the bin. So, on to 350 parts here. We have hallways. These are your hallways for your... man, these just little rabbits back there. There's your hallway. This is a test. I might have shown this off in my 1-350 video. I'm not sure, because I have stuff in the cam for the 1-350, and I'm not sure if I talked about this. But here's your hallways. This is a prototype. It will not look like this. It won't have the chunky back. But obviously, because that's a lot of resin to get your light through. It didn't even, it printed it, it didn't even do the back sides of the lighting panels. Here's what this looks like right now. This is going to be gone. So you can do this. Glue this in little by little so you can make the curve. These little strips will fit nicely in there. I have to cut out the alcove for these. This is 2 mil, because that's, it's a little, probably 2.8 mil in between the windows, if you can imagine the windows for the saucer being here, this will be your top, about 2 point something mil in between, and your bottom 2 or 4 or however many. I can't even tell. How many are there? 2? There's just 2? There's 2. Oh well, I'm not going to cut off the end of this just for 2. We'll just leave it. But you'll have this. It'll sit on your hull like that. Just glue it into place. Light it how you please. The one thing I did on these is a little forced perspective. So as if you look at the size of this, it gets smaller as it goes back, kind of to give it a little bit more depth when you're looking in your windows. So it looks like it gets. It looks like there's more. It basically looks like the hallway's going back further than it actually is. This is sized so you will be able to see probably to right there or right here, somewhere in here. Looking in my windows, you can see quite far back. That's why I did them the way I did. If you look at my hull, it's hallways. So that is that part. This is the first prototype. Prototype is number 1. Here is prototype number 2, and you may notice there's some changes. One is hallways. I added hallways that go back, forced perspective hallways. Let's see if we can get some light in there. Let's see if we can wrangle this. So I'm going to take my phone here and get to the, where's the thingy? There's the thingy. There we go. Let's see if we can do this and make it focus. Getting light in there. Trying to get light in the hallway. There you go. Now if it only focuses. You can kind of see it's got the struts there on either side. There's a door at the way back. Trying to get light in there. Trying to get it focused. Light. You can kind of see it. That is the official hallway. It is modeled to look like a hallway. But you can kind of see the little forced perspective thing I'm trying to pull off there. It looks like it goes back several decks in, or at least looks like about 2-3 decks in, and then there's a door at the end. But it does have all the details that this hallway here has. It's got these panels, and I do need to do some separation work on these panels. You can see those panels are as one right now. They need to be separated. But it does have that. It does have the little lighting things at the bottom. Those are hard to see. You can not really see them in there, but they are there, and they do kick out. They are hollow like these. So what I plan to do, this won't have this. This will it'll kick back this far, but it will curve inward, and where the hallways are, it'll dead stop. And I'm debating whether or not to make these separate pieces. The one thing I will do is, like you see the details here, this ceiling detail, that's in the hallway. And I plan to cut out little holes where these are, so you can get light into these hallways. This will be separate. So you'll have, one of these pieces will be connected to the floor. And I haven't decided if it's going to be the bottom or the top. So the floor will come connected to one of these. The plan is to do about 3 or 4 hallways going back at various intervals. And then patterning, putting them in opposing sections on the bottom. So you have one here, instead of having this on the bottom, it'll be like over here or over here. So you can, and I haven't figured this out, but getting light into these, I haven't figured that out yet. Haven't thought about that yet, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try for, at the very least, the minimum, light in the top. I will try to get the light panels so you can get lights in the side. No promises there. Making these separate pieces would do that. If I kick in this along here and kind of basically essentially build a wall like right here and kick it over, so you can just slide it in there. Again, not quite sure how I'm going to engineer that, but that's where the saucer section is right now for the hallways. Other stuff. These are for the underside, the saucer windows that are around the dome, the sensor dome. And right now, these fit the hull perfectly. See the angle? That fits perfectly along the edge of the hull. Unfortunately, when you look up in here, all you see is the ceiling. You just see the ceiling. And those are kind of neat ceiling panels. I mean, not too shabby. But what I wanted to see is the kind of neat little detail I put at the back. There's a couple, there's panels. I think there's some doors in there. Currently, that does not happen. So I don't know. I don't know about these. These are for the smaller windows. I do have ones that are larger for the 4 windows. These are the 2 windows that are closest to the sensor. Do have bigger ones. They failed the print. They're a little too big. I got to adjust those. And I got to adjust these. I don't know. Maybe just... you're not really going to see much in there. Except for the ceiling panels. Which is unfortunate because I did all that work. But that's where they stand. I might redesign these. I do have the angle here now. That's a perfect angle. That fits the saucer quite nicely. So I'm just going to have to do something. I don't know. The other thing I've been developing are hallways for the secondary hull. So these, this hallway, where the airlock, imagine it's about the 3rd, 4th deck down. The airlock is right here. And this kicks back from the airlock. This is in those set of windows that kick back from that airlock about dead center on the hull. That's where this hallway is. Let's see if we can get some light into there. It's pretty much the same as the other hallway. Let's do the phone trick again and see if we can do this. They're fully detailed. The doors are. You can actually see right there. You can see the separation on the door. Quit focusing on the paint in the background. Paint's not interesting. My fingers are, apparently, according to my camera. The most interesting thing in this shot is my hand. You do have separation in those panels. You can see on the wall. Do have the little dividing lines in the uprights. They kick in a little bit. So that's that. There are doors at the ends too. What I plan to do for these is I'm going to do some more of those forced perspective hallways since I already have them built. I can just size them and kick them here, some of these doors. So like this hallway has 3 doors. I'd like kick the center back so it looks like it's got a hallway back there. The one thing that you got to be careful about those is these got to be really small. Some of these had to be really small. Some of these I can't do the hallways in because like this one here kicks right up alongside your shuttle bay. It's like right here is a shuttle bay. Like right up against it. So the littler ones that are going to be for those little 1 and 2 sets of windows that are all around your hull, those I don't think I can fit hallways in. These don't even have doors in them. It's just a hallway. You can see there. So that's going to be nigh impossible to put that because literally this is where the shuttle bay is. You kind of run into the same thing with the TOS. There's not much room in there between the shuttle bay and the hull. I did put little, there is detail up on the roof. It's the same detail as what's on here because hallways are all the same in the Enterprise. I did get a little flash there. Kick a few holes in here so you can light those up or light this hallway up. You got your lighting panels back here. You can light the floor. This will light the roof. Same thing here except for where the doors are. I put little lighting panels above them so you can kick light into the alcove because that's just a tiny little alcove there. And if you want to kick light into that alcove, like you can see it coming in there from my light that's above, you can kick light into that little area where the door is. And if I were doing this, redoing my build, you know, if I had a printer when I was scratch building, I would do these as a cool white. And I would do these as warm whites, just to have a little contrast in lighting, and so you could kind of see that better. That really kicks into those alcoves very well from my lights there over here, overhead lights. You can see all that light that's coming from the light above it, and you can see there's little dots on the floor. The main light you'll want are from the lighting panels, and that'll kick out. I can't really show that off, but it'll kick out onto the floor. So this is for those windows that are one of the sets of windows that are below this. Honestly, you're not going to have a ton of room. So lighting strips is a must. You can't do this with just 2 mil unless you really want to cut those down and place them on top of here. So I'm building those for all the windows down below. For the larger windows, up near the deflector dish, I'm building a room. Unfurnished room. You can furnish it any way you want. You want to put a conference table in there? Put a conference table in there. You want a lounge? Hey. I'm debating whether to add a some more, I guess, furniture. Some more furniture to our tables and chairs. Like, I'm thinking about adding a little bar in there. A little 1-350 bar. I always love the bar in Next Gen, Guinan's bar. So it's lit at the top. So think something in that realm of bars. So if you want to build a little bar and grill, instead of a conference room down there, hey, go for it. It's kind of what I did. And yeah, in my Discovery refit, and actually in this one here. No, did I? I think I might have. In my 1-350, built a bar on one of the sides. I like Cheers, all right? I was a big Cheers fan in the 80s. So, got a little Sam Malone in there. He's serving drinks. He doesn't know how he got there, though. So, that's what we're doing for those. We're doing rooms, just generic rooms. The rooms will... I printed some out. They were paper thin in some areas, so I'll have to be redesigning those. Also, they were smaller. They were more like 1.537 size than 1-350, and they fell apart. They kind of went bleh and turned to mush. So what I plan to do anyways is there'll be rooms, and then I'll have them at the back kick out, and you'll see a little bit of a hallway back there. And actually that's what's in there now. I'm just having some problems, some normal problems, which might sound odd if you don't 3D, but trust me, there's problems. I might make them separate pieces that you just glue on the back, but they're hallways like this. They just look like this, and you just kind of just at the back of the room, and there's a door there. So that's what I'm doing for the secondary hull. I'm also going to be redesigning this. Hey, a 3-strip. Redesigning this to fit in tandem with this. So you'll be able to just basically key this into this. This will be a little bit more, I guess, accurate to the set that we saw in the motion picture than this one. This isn't too bad. This is actually kind of blueprinty. This is close to the blueprints. Just some of the details are wrong. Like I put a couple of seats in here. This should be a little different. There should be some different things on the walls, but these, I've seen the blueprints for this guy, and this is pretty much spot on, I'd say, to the blueprints. Fairly close, but the set that McCoy, Spock, and Kirk are in looks radically different. Also, the windows look radically different. I'm not sure where they are in the ship, quite frankly. But I'll be doing one that's more kind of like that than this. And it will key into the BC deck, but you don't have to buy the BC deck. You can just get this piece. It will have something like this, too. So you don't kind of see off into the distance. So it'll have this buffer here, which I haven't painted yet. But it'll fit better with the hull too. This piece, I hate how this keys in, or rather keys in, quote unquote, to the saucer, as in it just sucks. So it'll be a better fitting piece. It'll be a more accurate piece. That's one of the things that's future. But right now, besides this, I'm also I'm redoing the bridge. I have this part built around here up to here. Some of this built. I have to redo this. What I plan to do is this is a clear piece. I'm actually not sure where mine is. I think it vanished into the ether where model parts go. There's a dimension out there that's filled with model parts. All of our model parts are there. We will never get there, but they're there. So this is a clear piece. Unfortunately, it's crap because while they did put the two little half moon windows, they are not recessed. They are flat. I mean, it'd just be a pain. It's a pain in the butt to mask them off. They're kicked out on this side too, which is the weird thing. So you'd think they'd be recessed on the front. They're not. So I'm actually going to just carve holes, half moon holes. What I'd like to do is, this is the dream, live the dream, is because I'm pretty sure where you see Spock in the motion picture heading to this airlock, because that's where he enters the Enterprise on the shuttle. You can see that the door, I think they do a close-up shot of the door, the airlock here, and it's lit around the edge. I would like to somehow do that. No promises, but I'd like to try that. The other thing I'll be doing is getting rid of these. You don't really need these. I'll be kicking this down a couple of millimeters here at the bottom. This detail is off. A lot of these details aren't bad. This doesn't have the two-tiered little bubble here. It only has one, but there is a bubble here. These are pretty good. W's, M's are pretty good. Concentric circles are pretty good. I'm iffy on these little lines here. Vents are pretty good. So this is fairly accurate. The one place it kind of falls short are these little panels. These should kick in. They should be about 1.5 mils in here. And no, the clear part doesn't glue to the back of this, so you get that extra mil. It glues into this little recess here. So I'm going to kick these in. There is a longer, similar shaped part that goes on the bottom. It starts about mid short panel here and ends about 3/4 of the way through the larger panel. So I'll be adding that detail. I'll be correcting that detail. This will kick up 2 mil, as I said. You'll get the little details that are on the edges of. They're already built. I've already built this part, so the little details, the little I guess up and downs that are on the edges of where these little recesses are, that are kind of shaped like this clear piece. So you'll be getting those. I'm going to take these out. I'm going to be building at each of these 3 sections. I'll be building a little box and a mount for a chip size LED. You can put smaller in. I'll put a little hole at the back so you can just basically thread your wires in, glue it to the top, easy peasy. I'll have it pointed exactly where it's supposed to be pointed. So you can just click in your LEDs, slot them in, glue them in, no fuss, no muss. I'll be putting a little recess here for a pico size. A little recesses in the half moon on the back sides for some pico size LEDs. And that should be all the lighting for your bridge. So that's in the future. Again, slowly but surely building this. I want to get it correct. I want to get the shapes, all the shapes correct. The vents correct. I'm still fussing with the vents. I want to get those spot on. This I do have pretty well. This shape is awkward. I'm having a little bit of problems with this shape because it's a multi-angled shape. Not on the top, but this side. It curves down and it curves back. And it curves up here. This is a different kind of. These are perpendicular curves, or should be perpendicular curves, kind of. Actually, they're different, or angles. These are different angles. That's right, because it kicks up like this. There's like 4 different angles going on here, and it's messing with my head. So it's going to take a little bit for my brain to work. But bridge is coming. These guys are closer. I want to get these guys done soon. These guys will work on. These guys will work on. These done need to get on the site. So that's kind of the 1/350 as far as development parts go. As far as the build, I really want to apologize. Snail's pace build, I get it. It really has been a busy summer. No joke. I've been at my parents' quite often. My parents have 11 acres. Dad's getting up there. He needs help. Got to help Dad. It's the right thing to do. So I've been over there quite often. Also, as far as the build is, it's one of those things. I'm only going to do this once, so I'm going to do a good job. So I'm kind of getting a lot of stress and anxiety over that. Just the every time I do something, guys, I screw something else up, and that's if that happens once in a while, that's fine. But the last 3 times I've touched the kit, I've just done something horribly wrong, and that kind of gets in under your skin and in your brain and in your head. As I be anal retentive about which way my bottles are facing. Labels front, labels front. So that's been kind of getting under my skin. But I do want to apologize about the snail's pace and about the lack of updates on the 1350. I am going to try to get better. Once this saucer gets done, it's not going to be smooth sailing. I won't say that because I'm going to have to revisit the secondary hull. There's a lot of work to do there. Engines just need paint, which is nice. Hey, engines need paint. But yeah, it's one of those builds. I really just want to do the best job I can because I don't want to rebuild it. The kit's expensive. It's a difficult build, obviously. The only reason I'd like to rebuild it is just to, my 3D printed parts in there and have it, look like this as opposed to the scratch building I did, which, it isn't the best. I'll be honest. Don't tell anyone, but it's not the best. So that's what's going on there. I kind of want to do another build here. I know a lot of you here for the 1350. I understand that. But I got to take a break every once in a while. My brain and my soul get kind of crushed by the kit. So what I think I'm going to do is I got a 1/12 scale 57 Chevy that I want to build. And I want a hyper detail. I got a really cool paint scheme I'm going to try out. I got an idea there. I want to do 3D printed parts. I want to light the whole thing up. I'm going to light the headlights. I'm going to light the tail lights. Fog lights, right? That thing has fog lights. Does it? Maybe not. Maybe it does. I don't know. I might want to reprint the grill. Or redo something with the grill. I'm not going to open the trunk and open the doors. I'm not very good at that, and I don't want to ruin the kit. I'll have to experiment on kits that can be... I can be okay with ruining. I don't have many of those. Actually, I have none of those right now. But you get what I'm saying. I don't want to... I don't like... there's very little meat near the smoker's window, or the little... well, we used to call it the smoker's window, but the little kick-out window at the front of the door. There's that little square window. You kick it out for a little venting. Very little meat there, and I don't want to be chopping through that and all of a sudden just tear it up and have to rebuild the pillar in there, or try to rebuild the pillar in there. The kit's got decent amount of detail. 3D printing, though. I'm going to 3D print one of our big block engines, one of Miguel's 3D big block Chevys. I'm not sure if it's going to be the 500 or the 600. I'm trying to decide on the velocity stacks I want for that. Because the one thing I will do is... no, I think actually it's a 2-in-1. Actually, it's a 3-in-1 build kit. And... I think one of the hoods, it has 2 hoods, and one of them comes open, so I can just stick the stacks through there. There's stuff about the engine I don't like, which is why I want to 3D print it. I also want to put a beefier transmission in it. I want to put a 5-speed in it. It's got a stock Chevy in it right now, which I think is a stock 4 or 3-speed, if it's manual. I can't remember what the... it's a stock... it's a V8. It's 1350. I'm pretty sure it's a 1350. At least the block looks like a 1350. So I want to do some special stuff for that. Lighting. I want to put an interior light at the roof. I want to light up the dash if I can. Although I think the dash is one single piece, so we're going to have to finagle with that. That might be very complex. I think that's it. Oh, rims. I'm printing rims. I'm going to print a bunch of different styles of rims. I'm not quite sure. They're going to be old classic rims. I've got some really cool vet rims. I want to do a couple of vectors. I've already test printed some 1/12 vet rims, and at 1/12 scale, they fit right on the kit tires, on the kit rubber or vinyl tires, which is awesome, which I didn't expect. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So those vet rims, they're the slotted vet rims that you'd see. They're actually the ones on the kit, the 1/8 scale kit. They have the 1/8 scale Stingray out there, that the same kind of rims. They're those slotted kind of rallies, or the I don't know if they're rallies or Daytonas. I forget what they are, but they are there. There's Kragers. I got some Kragers in American Racing. I haven't decided which ones I'm going to use. I'm just going to take them all out and give them a look, see what's going on. So yeah, I want to kind of kick into that a little bit. Also, more dev with this, more dev with this. I'll update when I get some more done with this. I might make a video on my Prime here when I get him done. I might actually cast. I think I'm gonna cast these parts and see how they turn out. Do a resin casting, silicon and resin casting of those parts. See what goes on with that. So, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of development, which kills my build time. But sometimes you get to do cool stuff like paint a Dick Tracy. I'm trying to convince him to do Tress, Trueheart, and Sam and the Kid, and some of the villains like Flat Top and Mumbles and Scarface, all those guys. That would be fun to do. Do a whole Dick Tracy set. Do some city cops. Things like that. So yeah, that's just me spilling all the beans here. Again, I know you're a lot of you are here for the 350 build, but I'm sorry it's taking so long. I'm running out of stuff to say. My brain's done. It's late, and I gotta go to sleep. I gotta get going. To, my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, so I'm heading over there. My sister's coming into town. Lots of stuff going on this weekend. So that's where that is. Still got to pack and stuff. Haha. No. Oh, he fell. But yeah, I just want to apologize for my lack of pacing, slow pace. I see these other model builders that just, boom, there's their one kit done, and I'm just like sitting here like, guys, wait up. But yeah, so apologies for all that. I got some new subs. I want to thank everyone for subbing. Gonna end this video right here. Might as well do my outro. So I want to thank all my new subs, all my old subs. You guys are equally rad. And until next time, you guys take care.